feels so good outside today. But so basically today's video is gonna be me discussing single mom, how's life being a single mom. So yeah, this is gonna be on my perspective and how I feel and my experiences. So and basically talking to other people as well, but basically focus on me. I came up with 10 questions. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the video. First question: how do I feel? With that question, I would say that's a difficult question because it's like I'm not happy and I'm not sad. It's more of a it is what it is situation. Of course, it's not like I want to have a child and not be with the person who I had a child with and not make a family and build towards that. But it's like it just is what it is, you know? That's what happens when you ignore the red flags, when you be so blinded by your feelings instead of listening to your heart. And just looking at the situation, period, because you always can look at the situation and see where the situation is going. So it just being in the now and just knowing how the situation was going to turn out. I guess it didn't really turn out to be shocking to me. And plus we was young, so I mean, what do you expect? Like, we're still learning ourselves, still learning life, so I'm not really mad at myself either. So it's like, it's a learning situation. If I had to do it all over again, I will. Yeah, like I said, when you see the red flags, don't ignore the red flags. When you see that the situation's unhappy, not, you know, negative, don't look like this, moving forward. Some people, you know, it takes time, but while you're figuring out your shit, don't involve a child. That's all I can say. So yeah, how's my relationship with his father? It's not where I want it to be, and it's more like it's not even about me situation. It's more about the child. So it's like, I really don't have a say. My son wants both of his family, both of his parents involved. So it is, like I said, it is what it is. It's not about my feelings. It's not where I want it to be. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that situation. That's it. How do I survive? Focusing on my mental, focusing on my health, music, dancing, being positive, and deflecting, lots and lots of deflecting. Support. Many people think support comes from your family. You'll be surprised your support comes from a stranger. So whoever your support is, whether it's family, friend, stranger, having a support system will also help you get through. 5 money must have. You must have a stroller. You must have a wrap. You know, it can be a carrier, but I like the wraps better. You must have a boppy, not the one with the hole in the middle, but the one that sits like a pillow. And you must have an emergency kit. Those, I'm gonna list down below what goes in the emergency kit. And you must have a crib or a playpen. Those come in handy, especially when you want your child to learn how to be independent. That definitely comes in handy. Things I didn't know into becoming a mother, I'll say 2 things. Whooping your kids is denying them of their, well, I'll say whooping your kids is enslaving them of their rights, opinions, and feelings. So before you think about laying your hand on your child, think about the situation. And there's other ways to get your point across without having to abuse them. That's basically what you're doing. You're abusing your child. And the second thing, being patient, listening, and understanding is how you build a positive bond with your child, to where you still hear them out, get your point across, and everybody finds a solution. Those my top 2. There's a benefit of being a mother. You get to have your own little person who loves you through all your flaws, your demons, your negativity, your downfall, you're unbeautiful, you feel me? You're beautiful, you're yeah, I can't think about that word. You're ugly. There you go. or you're ugly as well. And yeah, it's like no matter what you can do, whatever you do, especially when they're young, they will love you unconditionally. But as they get older and they start to understand and you're just being nasty to them, that starts to, make them become distant. But so far, you get your own little person that loves you. Like, people always talk about how they don't feel loved, how they don't feel seen, how they have nobody. You have your child. If you have a child, you have your child. You feel me? Like, you want to go on go on moment dates. You want to go out with your child. Like, you can do everything with your child that you want to do with somebody else. Of course, it is not. If you want to do things that's not age appropriate for them, of course I understand that. But it is a lot of age appropriate things you can do with your child. Like, make them your best friend. Stop going out here searching for people who don't want to be your friend. You have this whole little person who's begging you to see them and love them and be with them 24/7, literally. So yeah, it's my point on the benefit. Bad advice people gave you. I really didn't get too much advice, but I could say a lot of comments. Well, not a lot, but it was some comments that kind of stuck to me. And it was only two. One is they be like, you need to stop your son from talking back, which is him voicing his opinion, him, his right to speak, his right to feel, his right. Basically, they want me to stop him, his rights, and I'm just not gonna do that. Of course, it is other ways to communicate, and of course, teach him to understand. So yeah, and two would be, people always say, don't hold your child too much or you're gonna make them spoiled. That's not true, because they're gonna outgrow that. They're gonna start becoming independent as they get older. But I can say, make them understand boundaries and times. You feel me? So you do want to still teach them boundaries and times, and when's the right time to do things. Like, if you're in the middle of doing something, you have to go to work or something like that, or I'm talking about people who are working from home. Like, set time frames and help them understand when we can sit here and be cake together and when we cannot. It's not going to make them spoiled. It's just helping them understand when it is time. So yeah. Next, how was my support system? My support system is pretty okay. I get lots and lots and lots of help from my side of my side. Of course, his side, his folks, his dad. If I ask for something, he'll provide. I don't too much ask him for nothing, so if I ask him for something, he'll do it. From my side, my folks is there, so my support system is pretty good. You feel me? So no complaints there. What are some negative thoughts you want to go away? There are so many negative thoughts I would love to go away. The top three. One is me leaving my son, like dying before my son becomes mature. That is my fear, because I feel like, and I don't know how many other people feel like this, but it's like, I feel like nobody could teach my son what I can teach him. You feel me? Like, I've learned so much from going to school, from doing research, from observing, from experiences, that I feel like no one can give him the knowledge that I have to give him to be successful in life, to be able to adapt to life, to people in different situations and things like that. And it's like, I don't know, I just feel like nobody can do that better than I can. So that's my fear, because I feel like if I was to leave, he wouldn't make it out here. Like, I don't know why, I just feel like that. The second one would be me feeling like I would never find love. Like, no one, like, it's just gonna be me and my son forever, which in my mind, I know that won't happen, but it's just a fear of that. So that's a negative thing I want to go away. And the third one is me messing up my son emotionally, because as a young mom and a first time mom, I really didn't have time to grow and heal before I had a child. So he's growing and healing with me. He's a part of that journey. So it's like I have moments when I spaz, and it's like, you know, when people is angry and upset, they take out their emotions on the person that's around them, and I don't like when I do that, and I feel like that's gonna hinder our bond. And of course, I haven't really been doing it lately because I've been working on that. That's something I'm definitely working on, because that's a huge fear of like him, you know, and I just feel like it's gonna hinder him from thinking he can't come talk to me for whatever it is in any situation. So that's my theory. Last question: 5 tips I can give another parent. Never sacrifice your happiness to maintain the image, and what I mean by that is you being in an unhappy situation, just like you're with your significant other, you got a marriage, you know, you're married and you have kids, and you want to maintain the image that you're in a happy home, but you're really not happy. Don't do that. Second one, you have to put your health and your mental state before your child in order to perform at your best. If you're not okay, how can you expect to, you know, give your best for that little person who didn't even ask to be here? So of course people say it's selfish, but it's really not. Putting your mental health, put yourself before your child in order to be your best. 3, never allow anyone to make an excuse saying how motherhood comes naturally versus fatherhood, because that is not true. We don't know nothing just like they don't know nothing. We all learn along the way. We're just more willing to learn than a father will learn in some people situations. So yeah, never allow someone to say that to you. They're very uneducated. Say that. And 4th, it is okay to allow your son to play with dolls. That is another reason why people feel that motherhood comes naturally, because we were able to care for little babies when we were little girls. Versus boys, people say it's gay or it's not. It takes away their masculine, which it does not. There's so many people that's in the closet who never wear pink, who never wear makeup, who never play with dolls, but still comes out the closet. So that's not, you allowing your son to play with dolls is not going to change who they're interested in. It's just not. It's not. You're taking away a learning experience for them just by going off this gender-based world and society and caring about what other people say and do. And yeah, that's how I feel. Lastly, stop laying your hands on your children. There are other ways to get your child to do what you want them to do. You're physically and mentally abusing them. It's not one of them. It's actually affecting them in the long run, whether you see it or not. Yeah, so let's learn to stop laying our hands on kids and start sitting down and having talks and get them to understand. Because people say whooping your kids actually work. No. You tell me how many times you whoop your child for the same thing you whooped them for the first time. You tell me if it's working or not. It don't sound like it. So yeah guys, that concludes the video. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.